Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and welcome back to another video. I know I've been very slow to put this one out, but I said I'd delay it by a day just so I could really get my thoughts together and be able to articulate myself in a way that's not ragey and over the top and incredibly angry. I am very pissed off. Chelsea lost the FA Cup final yesterday by a goal to nil to Leicester City. An unbelievable second half goal from Yuri Tielemans, and I gotta say, Leicester, full value for the win. Very fitting that the goal scorer was Yuri Tielemans because he was the absolute best standout player on the pitch for me. He was absolutely world class yesterday. And Leicester as a whole deserved the win because they were just far better than us on the day. Showed far more character, fight, quality at times as well, and overall we're just the better side. So I've nothing but congratulations to send to Leicester and their owners, and obviously they've been going through a lot recently, well not recently but within the last year or two off the pitch, obviously with the death of their owner Vishai Srivadhanaprabha, and obviously I think it's his son that took over the club, and just seeing the scenes at the end with him coming onto the pitch and celebrating with the players. That's what football's all about. And that brings me on to another point. It's a big FU to the European Super League, isn't it? Because, Leicester weren't going to be involved in that. And they've just gone out and beaten one of the Super League clubs in Chelsea FC and absolutely played them off the park in every single department. So for Leicester City, I'm very happy for them because they're everybody's second club. Everybody loves Leicester and they deserve all the success in the world. And it's the most successful period in the club's history now, winning the Premier League back in 2016 and now completing that double with an FA Cup in 2021. Honestly, hats off to Leicester City. Proper club, proper people running it. Unbelievable. Like, what a story. As for Chelsea though, it was far from good enough from start to finish really. We showed a bit of promise in the first half, but overall just lacking. Poor all around the pitch. Kepa was in goal for the final, and I'm not really surprised to see him start in the final, to be quite honest with you, because he has played every single round up until this point. Some people are arguing, would Edouard Mendy have saved that Tielemans strike? Perhaps, if buts and maybes, we don't know. He may have done, he has that extra bit of reach. Nothing Kepa could have done about it. Like, let's be honest, it's an absolutely world-class strike by Yuri Tielemans. They decided to start with Reece James at right centre-back and Azpilicueta at right wing-back. And where I can see why they did that to try and nullify the effect of Jamie Vardy, it backfired massively. Because Chelsea had very little creativity coming down either flank really, but we were giving ourselves very little chance from the get-go with Azpilicueta at right wing-back and holding Reece James back at right centre-back, where I do think Reece James playing at right centre-back worked well and he actually had a really good game, Reece James. Maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi starting at right wing-back instead of Azpilicueta would have been a better call from Thomas Tuchel's point of view. I've not really got anything else to say about the back line. I think Thiago Silva and Rudiger, whatever they had to deal with, they did. Were they a little bit slow to get to Tielemans before he struck the ball? Perhaps. I fully blame Jorginho and Kante for the strike getting off in the first place. Now, Marcus Alonso I thought was awful from the get-go. It's as bad as I've seen Mason Mount play, and you guys know how much I love Mason Mount and how much I've been singing his praises this season, particularly recently. Hakim Ziyech had very little, if any, impact on the game, to be quite honest. He was very poor. And Timo Werner was just Timo Werner. He was awful. Very wasteful with the ball. He didn't miss any clear-cut chances as we've become so used to seeing from Timo Werner, but his overall play yesterday was shocking bad. Awful. And you could see the difference of Kai Havertz when he came on, of Christian Pulisic when he came on, of Callum Hudson-Odoi when he came on. I feel like those changes should have happened sooner, because up until that point, I was really seeing the Chelsea of old. The Chelsea that we've seen at the start of this calendar year that showed very little creativity going forward. Very little of anything at all in the performance. Particularly at the start of that second half. When he did make the changes, Thomas Tuchel, I feel like that did change a little bit and we put Leicester a little bit more under the cosh. But up until that, it was dead and it was honestly so depressing to watch. Well, let's get into the big talking points then, and VAR having a big role in this game. Yuri Tielemans, before his goal, Ayoze Perez appears to handball it. VAR didn't overrule it and Tielemans smashed it into the top corner from 35 yards. And then right at the end, Ben Chilwell has a goal ruled out for offside when, as my father described it this morning, maybe a quarter of his body is offside in the build-up. We've seen closer ones being disallowed as well, so I actually wasn't surprised to see Ben Chilwell ruled off for offside. It's just we've just come to this kind of acceptance now of VAR and these incredibly tight decisions. If VAR isn't a thing, I do think that Ben Chilwell goal probably counts and Chelsea go to extra time. Undeservedly so, but I think it probably would have happened if VAR wasn't a thing. As for the Perez handball, if it was going for my team, I would be incredibly annoyed if they had ruled out that goal for that handball by Perez. On another day, it could have been disallowed, the Tielemans goal, but happily for Leicester fans it wasn't, because it was an unbelievable strike from Yuri Tielemans, a goal that is enough to win any game, let alone a fucking FA Cup final. Like, unbelievable strike by Yuri Tielemans. What a goal, what a win for Leicester. And from the opposite end of the perspective now for Chelsea, it really does feel like another crossroads in the season, where last week we were singing the praises, saying that, oh look, we're in a Champions League final, we're in an FA Cup final, we're in control of the top four because we were third. And now that's all been flipped on its head completely, and the arse is very quickly falling out of Chelsea's season. And it's happening at a rapid pace. Liverpool are playing at about 4:30 today, I think, against West Bromwich Albion. We kind of have to hope that West Brom do us a favour there. They already relegated West Brom, and I really can't see that happening, to be quite honest with you. If Liverpool win that, I think they go within a point of Chelsea with only 2 games to go. And up next for Chelsea on Tuesday night is Leicester City. Now, these next 2 games of the season, against Leicester and against Aston Villa, are cup finals as well. Chelsea need to go out and win these 2 games. The Champions League final, at this point, I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, I want to be optimistic and I want to be able to say, oh, I really think Chelsea have a great chance here. But if I'm being completely honest and open with myself, the way Chelsea have gone in the last 2 games, the performance against Arsenal and the performance against Leicester, to be quite honest with you, they lacked in anything to be positive about. If Chelsea go into that game against Man City in that kind of form, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way you're beating this Man City team. And right now, if you were to ask me for my prediction for the Champions League final, I would be saying that Man City are going to hockey Chelsea. I don't want to have to say that as a Chelsea fan. I want to be able to be optimistic about it. But, there's nothing to be optimistic about at the minute. The team is dead. Like, we're so completely lacking in anything. I thought Thomas Tuchel did make a couple of bad decisions personnel-wise. Pulisic should have started. Like, straight up, he should have started. If you're gonna play Reece James as a right centre-back to try and nullify the effect of Vardy, which I feel like he did, because Vardy was very quiet in the game, Callum Hudson-Odoi needs to be there as a right wing-back. And I also would have played Chilwell instead of Marcus Alonso, because Marcus Alonso, he can be one of 2 things. He can be absolutely awful, or he can be absolutely bloody amazing. And unfortunately, he was the former in this game yesterday. Yeah, not an awful lot else to say, lads. I'm very happy for Leicester, to be quite honest with you. As I said at the start of the video, I've sung their praises. They're a fantastic club, fantastic fan base, really well run as well. And I have to say I'm very, very happy for them. But for Chelsea, it's back to the drawing board, and we have to go and try and beat them now on Tuesday night. Because if we fail to beat Leicester, I don't think we're going to get top 4. Genuinely. And all the good work from the last couple of weeks with beating Man City, beating Real Madrid over 2 legs, beating a lot of other teams in the league as well, and being on a great run of form, that's going to all be completely shattered and out the window if we don't win on Tuesday night. That is the game that we need to be winning. I'm going to leave it here, lads. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Also subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're, as of recording this, I think we're only 6 or 7 away from 400 still. So please do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's completely free and you can change your mind later. And also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about every single time I upload. And yeah, apart from that, not an awful lot else to say. Congratulations to Leicester. And we'll see us on Tuesday night, lads. Take care and good luck.